Hi angels, it's Alyssa from Holistic Angels here to do a weekly energy card reading. This week I'm going to be using the magical messages from the Fairies Oracle cards. We currently have this reading available on our website at an introductory price for the spring, so I thought we'd use these cards this week just to give you a flavour of what they're about. I know we've used them before. One of the reasons I love these cards so much is that they give messages, or they give us ideas that we can work on this week that aren't necessarily to do with our spiritual selves, more to do with our material lives. Now this doesn't necessarily mean the acquisition of money or things. It can do with our it can be to do with our relationships with other people. And so yeah, I thought we'd use these cards this week. I'm going to end the reading as well with the Angel Heart Sigils card, so stay tuned for the end because we'll be pulling one of those. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Fairy Oracle deck this week. So there's our first card, and then our second, wow, these are very keen, and our third and final card. Okay, the end of the week is just pondering. Okay, there we go. Right, there's our 3 cards for this week. So the fairies don't mess about, right? So the first card that comes up for us is Daughter. And it says the answer to your question involves your daughter. There are many meanings to this card, but I love it when cards come up that are like answers to questions that we have. So if you've tuned into this video and you kind of had a question in your mind before you watched it, this could well be the answer. If you have your own daughter, whether she's fully grown or whether she's still a child, it could well be that spending time with this particular person, this child or this adult daughter, it's going to give you some of the answers that you're seeking. This could be a person that is wise beyond their years, or it could just be a little funny thing that they do that inspires you to take action in some way. If you don't personally have your own daughter, it could represent someone who is younger than you, a female that is younger than you, or somebody that you see as a daughter. So it could be a grandchild, a goddaughter, you know, a niece. Also, it could mean that if you have a child in heaven, that being a child that has passed or a child that is yet to be born, there could be some messages coming from them. The last thing that this card could mean is that if you are a female yourself, it could be that your parents have an important message for you. So whether your parents get in touch with you about something of interest to you, that could be one thing. You get a text message from them, maybe they want to meet up with you or do something fun with you or invite you to some kind of family reunion type thing. If you have parents that are in heaven, you could well be receiving messages from them. So really, the beginning of the week is all about kind of this feminine energy. So whether you're a daughter yourself, or you have a daughter or a younger person in your life that you're waiting to hear from, or you'd love to hear from, or love to get some guidance from, this could be happening at the beginning of the week. So just pay attention to that. Guys, it could be your daughter, it could be a younger female that you're kind of mentoring, perhaps you're a teacher. So it could be that you learn something from a younger female, so bear that in mind as well. And as we move into the middle of the week, the card that comes up is Assertiveness. And it says, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. Assertiveness is something that many sensitive people struggle with, but it's something that we can really attain and get to. It's not something that you're kind of born with or you're not. Assertiveness is something that we learn as we go along. It could be that you have to be more assertive in your romantic relationship or your relationship with other people. One of the ways that is very important to communicate with people, any kind of relationship, is to just be clear about your boundaries. First and foremost, this means that you just have to voice your boundaries. Not everybody has the same boundaries in place because we don't all have the same life experiences, although we do have similar ones. We don't all have the same pet peeves, right? So it's important to voice those things to the people around you, because if you don't, what can happen is they're constantly kind of bashing into your boundaries and you're constantly getting irate and mad at them, but they might not even know that they're doing that. They might not even know that they're kind of crossing one of your boundaries, because that's not a boundary that they themselves have. Now, This doesn't mean if someone's being abusive. I want to make that very clear. If someone's being abusive to you, whether it's in a relationship or a friendship group, in whatever way, that could be verbal, emotional, physical abuse, that's not a relationship you want to stay in anymore, and you need to back off and leave that, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship group. But assertiveness is really you're standing in your power, you're voicing your opinions, you're making your boundaries clear with people. And when you're like a sensitive person, you may feel that you're being mean when you do this, but there are tests you can do online. There are actual you fill in, they ask you a bunch of questions. Just type in assertiveness test and it'll tell you how assertive that you are. I remember many years ago doing this test, and I got that I was quite passive, and so I really tried to work on my assertiveness. And a few years later, this was a while back now, I took the test again, and I was kind of verging on maybe too aggressive. So it's just finding that balance, right? You want to be assertive, not too passive, but then you don't want to fall into the aggressive stance either. This isn't about wanting to fight your way through everything. This isn't about that kind of warrior energy. It's just about standing in your own power, knowing who you are and not feeling afraid to voice that. So that's something to consider in the middle of the week. And at the end of the week, the card that comes up for us is vegetarian. It says a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want more vitality, feeling more healthy, having, better manifestation abilities? That's so amazing. I know that some people sometimes take the vegetarian or vegan card as like they're being told off. Honestly, this isn't about that. I became vegan 2 years ago, and before I made that change, I hadn't ever considered being vegan. To be completely honest, my vegan journey was very strange. I had a lot of synchronicities that happened. I remember I went to a Doreen Virtue when I was learning to become a certified angel card reader. And it was when I was a student, because I went back a couple of years later as a guest speaker. But the first time that I went as a student. And I remember that Doreen made a comment about not bringing any meat products back into where everyone was sitting, because there was some people that were vegan and vegetarian and it wouldn't be very nice for them. So just to kind of, be considerate of that. And at this point I was eating animals still, and it got me thinking, why am I still doing this? Another reason I became vegan was I wanted to lose a bit of weight, and I did. I think I lost about 30 pounds by just changing my diet, and then the steps leading up to it happened very swiftly. I woke up New Year's Day and I was vegan, and it was a very swift change. Some people make the shift to veganism or vegetarianism because they care about the environment, they care about animals. Just try it. Please just give it a go. When I first started out, I know I'm talking a bit about myself here, which I don't really like to always do in a reading, but I kind of have experience in making this shift, so I'm just going to share it with you guys that when I first became vegan, literally all I was eating was baked potato and salad. Obviously, I couldn't have butter or cheese or anything anymore, so I was just having this baked potato and salad. And I got quite fatigued and tired, but over the years, I learned how to cook. I learned how to make amazing vegan curries and vegan chilies and all different types of things. We eat a different meal every night, and I enjoy it, and I love to cook now, which before was something that was a chore to me. So it's about, yes, if you go to veganism or vegetarianism, maybe do a bit of research to know what you're going to eat, because you don't want to start off just living off baked potatoes like I was. It's boring and there's not a whole lot of nutrition in it. So just, see what nutrients your body needs as well. But really, I'm very passionate about this card. If you're being guided to make the shift, just please try it out. I didn't do it as a lifelong change. I thought I was going to try it out for a month. That's what I had in my head. I'm going to try it for a month. And after 2 weeks, I never went back. I just never went back. And I was a huge, what I would call carnivore. I had no real will to want to be vegetarian or vegan, but my spiritual path led it to me, or led me to it, and made it so. So there's a little thing to think of at the end of the week. So you may get some advice from your daughter, or you may get some advice from your parents if you're female. Assertiveness is key in the middle of the week, and then maybe change up your diet at the end of the week. It's up to you, but I've given you my kind of guidance upon that. So now we're going to end this reading with the Angel Heart Sigils cards. I was just looking at the box because I keep forgetting what these are called. Like we said last week, these are amazing cards. They have so many beautiful images on. They have like an angel's name at the top. Oh, this is the card we had last week. And then they have like a word at the bottom. So we're going to shuffle these cards and see which angel comes up for us and which word comes up for us as well. So this is what we can really focus upon this week. Because if we ever needed a focus, the angelic realm are just the number one go-to to go to. So this is our first card. Well, the end of the reading card. So this card is Archangel Jophiel, and it's a heart sigil for Archangel Jophiel, and the word on this card is wonder. Now, as I'm looking at this image, it seems to be the Leonardo da Vinci painting of the Last Supper. And really, when I think of this and it's really cool that because we are kind of coming up to Easter in the next few weeks. Now, whether you're religious or not, I don't class myself as a person that belongs to any one religion. I'm completely non-denominational. But when I see images like this, it just makes me think of new beginnings. You know, this image is really the end of a huge cycle. If we think of this story in terms of the Bible and this kind of journey that Jesus went on, this is the end of all of that, but a new beginning grows from that. And that's something that we can really consider in our own lives. What is ending for us? This could be something that has been massive. You know, this could be something that has been with us for maybe a decade that we're changing. It could be our diets. It could be the way we interact with people. It could be that the way that we're finally seeing ourselves. Perhaps we love ourselves more than we've ever loved ourselves. And yes, there may still be challenges to face, but there's a sense of a new beginning that's brewing that you can feel and you know. And it's about keeping that wonder. Archangel Jophiel's name means beauty of God. She helps us to see the beauty in all situations. This energy is very much linked with that divine feminine aspect of ourselves. You know, when people talk about we're moving from the Piscean age to the age of Aquarius, this angel is very much associated with that kind of vibe. It's not about excluding men, but it's about harnessing a part of ourselves that perhaps has been suppressed in a patriarchal hierarchy, you know, just to put it that way. But working with Jophiel will help you see the beauty in your world, in your own world, not just the world at large, but in a world where there seems to be a lot of destruction, which is true, that does exist, but there is also a lot of beauty in this world. There are beautiful places, there are beautiful people, there are acts of kindness and compassion every single day that happen. Even in your local community, you'll see acts of kindness and compassion. And this card is saying, you know, wonder about that, open yourself up to that, focus upon that, allow that to be the thing that drives you forward, allow yourself to see the beauty and the wonder in your own life. Make a list if you have to. I know sometimes we get stuck in a slump where it's really, really hard for us to see the beauty in our own lives. And I can completely relate to that. I've been there myself. But just making a note of the things that you do find beautiful. Beautify your home. You know, buy some flowers or you know, get some new jewelry, or, you know, just immerse yourself in beauty. And this isn't about vanity or anything like that. This is about choosing to see the good in yourself, in others, and the world. It's not about denial, but it's about where you're putting your focus. So I hope that card's been of service for you. I love these cards. That so much information comes through when I use these cards, and because they have this heart-centered sigil, so everything that comes from these cards, I find, comes directly through the heart from the divine. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed the reading this week. I'd love to hear your comments. If you'd like to take part in this magical messages from the fairies offer, this introductory offer that we have on for the spring, you can just visit our website, and it's at the top of the readings page. So until we speak again next week, I'm wishing you so much love and happiness and joy. I love you so much. Lots of love, Alyssa.